My beloved child, you almost walked past this moment, didn't you? You nearly scrolled by, thinking this was just another message like all the others. But something caught you. A flicker deep in your spirit. A whisper you couldn't ignore. That was me. I've been waiting for you here. Right here. In this exact second. I have something to say to you that cannot wait another day. You've been walking around with a weight you don't talk about. Smiling when no one knows you're silently breaking inside. You've mastered the art of pretending to be okay. But I never asked you to carry this alone. I see how tired your soul is. I see the question spinning in your heart, the kind you never dared to say out loud. Does any of this matter? Am I seen at all? Will things ever shift? I've watched the way you've kept moving forward even when it felt like the ground under your feet kept collapsing. I've seen the strength it took just to get out of bed, to keep believing, to keep showing up. And now, you're standing in the exact moment I've been preparing behind the scenes for a long, long time. Don't skip this. Because what you've been waiting for, what you've been praying for, is closer than it has ever been. There is something I've hidden for you in plain sight. Something the enemy has tried over and over again to keep you from seeing. He's fought you hard in this season, not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous to his lies. He knows what I planted inside of you. He's terrified of it coming alive. You felt like giving up lately. Like you've been overlooked, passed over, misunderstood. But I tell you now, none of it was wasted. Every silent battle, every lonely night, every tear that never touched the ground, I caught them all. And I have turned them into keys. Yes, keys that will open doors no man can shut. Stay till the end. Because I'm about to reveal why the timing felt so long and why the resistance felt so intense. It's because the blessing I have for you isn't ordinary. It's the kind that rewrites legacies. The kind that sets captives free through your testimony. The kind that shifts generations forward. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is the moment everything begins to unlock. I didn't need your perfection. I needed your endurance. And you gave me that, even when it nearly cost you everything. And now I'm about to give you something in return. Not just what you hoped for, but more than you ever imagined. Hold on. Because what's next changes everything. I waited for this window in time, because only now would your heart be open enough to hear it. There were moments before when I tried to reach you gently, through songs that moved you, through the silence of early mornings, through the way the light touched your face. But even in those quiet invitations, your mind was overwhelmed, and your heart was shielded behind survival. But now here you are. And I am here, too. Not to remind you of what went wrong, but to show you what I've been building underneath the wreckage. There is a part of your life you've labeled ruined. You've convinced yourself the damage was final, that there's no returning from what was lost. But I never saw ruins. I saw a foundation. I saw sacred ground where pride was stripped and purity was planted, where noise was silenced and clarity could speak. You thought it was the end. I called it preparation. I wasn't late. I was laying groundwork where you couldn't see. You're not stuck. You're not behind. You're not too far gone. You're precisely on time for the promise to begin manifesting in the way I intended all along. Don't skip this moment, because what I'm doing next in your life won't be loud at first. It will rise quietly like dawn after a long night, but it will grow. It will strengthen, and it will begin to touch every area of your life that once felt unreachable. Your relationships, your mind, your calling, even your physical body. Healing is coming in ways that won't make sense to the world around you, but you will recognize my fingerprints all over it. You won't need to announce the shift. You'll feel it when you walk into the room. The tension you felt lately, that unexplained discomfort, the sense that something was about to break, it wasn't failure closing in. It was transition pressing through. This pressure was not punishment. It was divine positioning. I'm pulling you out of places you no longer belong. I'm loosening what once held your identity in place. And I'm releasing the grip of cycles that have tried to claim you for far too long. Stay with me until the final word. Don't scroll past what I'm saying now, because what I'm unfolding in your life doesn't begin next year or someday. It begins now. A hidden gate is swinging open. The path ahead is not familiar, but it is yours. And I will walk every step with you. You've wondered why certain people couldn't say, why doors you thought were divine suddenly closed, why plans you prayed over unraveled without warning. This is what I want you to understand now. Not everyone was meant to walk with you into the next season. Some connections were assigned only to chapters, not the entire story. I removed them not as a rejection, but as an act of mercy. You couldn't see what I saw, but I shielded you anyway. You asked me for alignment, for clarity, for direction, and I responded by clearing the path. I know that didn't feel like an answer at first. It felt like loss. It felt like abandonment. But it wasn't. It was the removal of weight you weren't designed to carry. Now, I'm placing in your life what carries my breath. Voices that speak life. Faces that nourish purpose. Assignments that unlock destiny. The voids are not punishments. They are invitations. You've been praying for elevation, but elevation always requires separation first. It's how I protect the promise from being diluted. It's how I protect you from shrinking back into what no longer serves who you're becoming. And yes, I've seen your reluctance. You've held on to familiar pain because at least you understood it. But where I'm taking you, comfort can be the compass and a more. Purpose is calling. And it's louder than the silence you've been surviving. Don't scroll past what I'm saying. You're not losing everything. You're finding the one thing that matters. Your alignment with me. Right now, a supernatural pivot is taking place. Your spirit senses it. It's why the things that once excited you feel dull. It's where restlessness visits your soul even in moments of quiet. That unrest is not chaos, it's awakening. I'm not returning you to what was. I'm revealing what always was meant to be. Something huge is waiting in the next step. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. And all I ask is that you keep walking. Not with fear, not with shame, but with the quiet confidence that every detail of this shift hath been seen, known, and written by my hand. The atmosphere around you has started to change, even if your eyes haven't caught up to it yet. Things feel unfamiliar. Emotions surface unexpectedly. Moments feel stretched, like time itself is pausing to let you catch your breath. That's not coincidence. It's alignment. It's what happens when heaven begins to draw near in a new way. You haven't been imagining the tension in the air. What you're sensing is spiritual movement, heaven orchestrating events, decisions, and even delays to bring you face to face with what I originally intended for your life. You've been trying to discern the next step by logic, but this isn't a step for your understanding, it's one for your spirit. What I'm doing cannot be calculated. It must be received. You've been leaning on strength that once sustained you but now feels worn thin. That's because I'm teaching you to lean in a different direction, not on effort, but on me. The path you're about to step into will not be forged by striving. It will be opened through surrender. Pay attention to what begins to fall away over these next days. What feels like release may actually be my rescue. Not all instability is to be feared. Some is the shaking I allow to make sure what's unsteady doesn't come with you. There's a gate ahead, but only what's been refined will pass through. Stay until the end of this message, because what I reveal next is crucial. Your identity is being reintroduced, not upgraded, revealed. This version of you, the one shaped by resilience, pressed by fire, and carved through unseen battles, is the one I've been waiting for. I placed something inside of you that no loss, no delay, no disappointment has touched. And now it's rising. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It's the stretch before release. I'm not repeating old cycles. I'm establishing something original. And you are part of it. Don't skip over this moment. Something holy is moving through your timeline right now. Choices you make in these hours will ripple for years. The atmosphere is thick with purpose. And I am near, closer than you realize, speaking between each heartbeat. Lift your head, child. The unfolding begins now. Something sacred has just shifted in your atmosphere, and you can feel it, can't you? The air feels charged. It's not anxiety. It's anticipation. I've walked with you through the waiting, but this is no longer a season of delay. This is a crossing over. You've arrived at the edge of what I promised, and though your eyes may still see ordinary ground, your spirit is standing on holy soil. You've asked for signs. You've longed for confirmation. And yet, all along, I've been unfolding the answer slowly, layer by layer, so it would root in you before it appeared around you. This isn't about one miracle. It's about everything aligning, not just in one area, but across the dimensions of your life, relationships, identity, provision, and the calling you've tried to silence. I'm calling that calling forward now. The one you buried because it cost you too much. The one you questioned because others didn't understand it. The one that still beats in the background of your soul every time you hear my name. It's time. I'm placing new authority in your hands, not based on status or success, but on surrender. You won't lead from perfection. You'll lead from authenticity. And those watching your walk won't follow because you got it all right, but because you refused to stop when it got hard. Stay with me. Don't scroll now. I'm not done speaking. The next instruction I give you will feel small at first, but it will carry weight. It may be a phone call, a journal entry, a quiet decision made in the early morning. Obey it, because that one step will activate a chain reaction, the kind only I could orchestrate. You're being positioned now, not for applause, but for alignment. Not for attention, but for impact. Heaven has already prepared what's waiting on the other side of your yes. You don't have to strive for it. Just stay close. Keep listening. Let me direct your next breath. You've carried the weight of many unfinished stories. I'm bringing resolution now. You've carried dreams that never had a place to land. I'm preparing the ground. You've been faithful in silence. Now comes the sound of doors opening, and they will close again. You've stayed. You've listened. You felt the shift. Now, don't walk away from what God is inviting you into. This moment isn't just about receiving a word. It's about igniting a mission. If your heart has burned with passion to be used by God, this is how He's responding. You are being called to partner with heaven in spreading His fire to souls across the earth. Every super thanks, every YouTube membership, Every offering through PayPal link in the description becomes a seed of revival. He's opening the windows of heaven over those who give from a heart of faith. Give, and it shall be given to you, not someday but now. This is the river he promised, flowing through your hands into the nations. You were praying for purpose. This is it. To boldly give as if heaven is watching, because it is. You didn't arrive here by momentum. You arrived by obedience you didn't even recognize as obedience at the time. There were days you chose restraint instead of reaction. Moments you stayed silent instead of defending yourself. Hours you rested when guilt told you to keep pushing. Those choices mattered more than you knew. They altered trajectories. They rewired outcomes. They created room for me to move without resistance. Right now, I'm asking you to notice what feels unusually calm beneath the uncertainty. That steadiness is not numbness. It's readiness. Your spirit has been trained through endurance, and now it knows how to stand without shaking when change approaches. What comes next will not announce itself grammatically. It will arrive as clarity, a clean thought, a steady nudge, a sudden knowing that doesn't argue with fear. It bypasses it. This is how you'll recognize my guidance in this season. You've been waiting for permission. Consider it given. The fear that once slowed you down no longer has jurisdiction here. The hesitation that kept you circling old ground has lost its authority. You're not stepping into chaos. You're stepping into structure that was built while you waited. Pay attention to timing over speed. I'm rearranging your sense of urgency. What once felt pressing will fall quiet. What once felt distant will move closer without force. This is the rhythm of alignment. Nothing right. Nothing delayed. Everything placed. Don't skip the end of this message, because what I'm about to tell you changes how you see yourself. You are not behind because of what happened to you. You are ahead because of what didn't destroy you. There is wisdom in your restraint, depth in your patience, strength in the way you recovered without becoming bitter. That inner composition is what qualifies you for what's next, not visibility, not validation, not approval. You don't need to convince anyone of who you are becoming. Your consistency will speak for you. The season ahead will ask for discernment, not explanation. Some opportunities will look good but won't carry peace. Some invitations will flatter but won't fit. Trust the quiet sense of rightness I place within you. That's how you'll navigate forward without confusion. Something huge is waiting for you, but it requires attentiveness, not anxiety. Stay till the end of what I'm unfolding. You're not meant to rush this revelation. You're meant to walk into it with awareness, grounded and clear. I'm not pulling you into something fragile. I'm leading you into something stable, lasting, and rooted. And now, the next movement begins. The ground you're standing on has been marked for transformation, even if the surface still feels the same. You've come to expect breakthrough to look like dramatic shifts, but what I'm doing now will unfold subtly, through alignment that doesn't shout, but settles. Don't measure progress by noise. Measure it by the stillness that finally has room to grow. Let me speak to what's been aching under the surface, the part of you that fears the waiting meant nothing. The thoughts that echo, what if I missed it? You did. What felt like delay was design. The things that took the longest to arrive were never withheld. They were being shaped to fit the depths of who you've become. Nothing is random. Even the disappointments carried direction. I've been weaving meaning through every unspoken prayer, every closed door, every yes you gave that cost more than anyone knew. I saw you all, and now I'm pulling back the veil, not all at once, but just enough to show you it was always moving toward purpose. Don't scroll now. This moment is a threshold. What you perceive in your spirit is real. There's a divine pull happening, a drawing toward something that doesn't feel familiar but carries peace anyway. Follow it. The unknown will consume you. I've already gone ahead and cleared what tried to block your steps before. There's a grace on you now that wasn't there last year. What drained you then won't define you now. And here's what I want you to hold tightly. Your voice is needed. The words you've held back, the truth you buried to keep peace, the clarity you silenced to avoid conflict. It's time to let them breathe. You carry solutions you didn't realize the world was waiting to hear. You carry presence that shifts atmospheres even in silence. You carry wisdom forged in solitude, ready to find its place. This is why the resistance has been so intense. Not because you failed, but because what I placed in you threatens every lie spoken over others. Your obedience has never been about survival. It's been about legacy. And now, as you take this next step, I will cause even what tried to harm you to serve the purpose ahead. Stay alert. Something irreversible is about to be revealed. It will not require performance, only presence. And you're ready. What's unfolding around you isn't coincidence. It's divine choreography finally coming into view. You felt it in the subtle shifts, conversations that lingered longer than usual. I expected clarity that surfaced in the middle of distraction. A sense that time itself is being restructured to bring something important into alignment. That isn't your imagination. It's me drawing the pieces together. You've been focused on what hasn't worked, what slipped through your fingers, what never got off the ground. But I've been orchestrating victories in places you haven't yet thought to look. Not every breakthrough looks like fireworks. To begin in quiet moments where your heart finally stops resisting peace. You are not behind. You are not stuck. You're right on time for the unveiling I've set in motion. The doors I'm opening now won't look like the ones you knocked on before. These aren't recycled opportunities. They are blueprints I've been protecting until your spirit had the capacity to carry them. Don't look for approval before you move forward. If you wait for applause, you'll forfeit instruction. I'm speaking with clarity now. It may not be loud, but it will be unmistakable. This is where I need you to trust the inner shift more than external signs. The pressure you're sensing isn't warning, it's acceleration. Don't skip past this. Something is being birthed in the space between your obedience and your expectation. The tension between where you are and where I'm leading you isn't punishment, it's momentum. You've been walking in alignment longer than you realized. And now, you're about to see what that alignment unlocks. The next opportunity won't need chasing. It will meet you where your obedience placed you. Watch how quickly I settle what used to feel impossible. Watch how precisely I connect you with what you couldn't find on your own. Watch how effortlessly the right voices come, those who speak to the real you, not the one the world tried to shape. This isn't a season of trying harder. It's a season of receiving what was delayed but never denied. Something huge is no longer on the way. It's here, and it's moving in your direction right now. The tension in your soul isn't confusion. It's clarity pushing through resistance. You've spent too long trying to quiet that inner signal, second-guessing what you already know deep down. But now, what I placed inside you is beginning to speak louder than the doubts that once silenced it. That quiet courage rising in your chest, that's me. You're not entering another cycle of almost. You're entering fulfillment that no longer depends on others' recognition. The delays that once frustrated you were never about rejection. They were training spaces, crafted to prepare you for the weight of what's coming. Your perspective is shifting. What once felt urgent now feels distant. What once made you feel small no longer holds power. It's not pride, it's growth. You're recognizing the sound of my voice over the noise of pressure. And now that you've heard me clearly, you won't be able to unhear what I've awakened in you. This moment isn't just about what's next. It's about reclaiming what was lost. The parts of you that dimmed to survive. The passion that flickered out under disappointment. The joy that became too fragile to pursue. I'm restoring what was buried under years of survival mode living. You thought joy was gone. It was only hidden, waiting for the right atmosphere to return. Stay in this moment. Don't scroll away. This atmosphere is fertile. It's stirring dormant things back to life. You've been holding back, afraid to hope again. But hope is safe here. I'm not stirring emotion. I'm stirring purpose. There's no manipulation in my voice, only truth that frees you without pressure. What I'm releasing into your life won't require competition. There's room for you. There's space for the vision I gave you. You won't need to fight for position. What's designed for your spirit has already been reserved. The room you've been searching for is opening now, and it has your name on it. You're not being called to imitate. You're being called to embody. What I placed in you isn't meant to look like anyone else's journey. Walk forward without explanation. The ones meant to understand will see the shift, and the ones who never saw you will no longer define you. You've crossed the threshold, and nothing about you is going back. You've arrived at the moment everything turns. Not because everything around you has changed, but because you have. The way you hear me now is different. The way you respond to tension, to silence, to delay, it no longer breaks you the way it once did. This isn't a temporary shift. This is permanence. Something eternal has taken root in you. The process you despised was never meant to punish you. It was designed to strip away the noise, the layers, the versions of yourself that couldn't carry what's next. You don't need to explain who you become. Your peace will speak for you. Where others saw detours, I was carving precision. Where the enemy hoped to exhaust you, I was building endurance. Where you questioned your capacity, I planted grace in greater measure. Right now, you are standing in what once felt unreachable. But you didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. You didn't disqualify yourself. You held on long enough for me to bring what I promised into view. This is not the end of your story. It's the turning of the page. Don't minimize what's happening. Don't downplay how far you've come. Your survival wasn't the goal. Your restoration is. I'm not patching up what was broken. I'm revealing what was wholly beneath the pain. It's time to release the apology you've carried for growing. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the healing I've done in private. What happens next will require striving. You will move with ease. You will discern without confusion. You will walk without fear. This isn't hype. It's heaven. The silence has lifted. The weight has shifted. And the new season is no longer approaching. It has begun. You are not the same. And you are ready. Amen. You've crossed the threshold. You've heard the final word. Now it's your turn to move, not just with your heart, but with your hands. This isn't just a message, it's a mission. Souls are waiting. Hearts are being healed. And your gift becomes the oil that keeps the flame burning. You've cried out, "Use me, Lord." This is your invitation to be the answer. Every act of generosity through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or PayPal link in the description becomes a heavenly weapon in God's hand. I declare open heavens over every giver, favor that overtakes, peace that protects, and increase that multiplies beyond measure. This is not charity. This is a covenant moment. My beloved child, do not walk away just yet. This moment still breathes with purpose. If this word reached you, if it stopped you where you were, then I call you now to hype this message. Lift it up so it can find the ones who are still scrolling in silence, the ones whispering prayers with no strength left. When you use height, you are saying, "This mattered. This must be seen." Let your action echo the title you heard today. Don't walk away. Stay and help me reach them. And if your heart was stirred, let your hand agree. Press like as a seal that this word spoke truth into your life. Now hear me clearly as the message settle. When this video ends, do not let the moment fade. Comment a declaration. Write the words your spirit is rising to sing. I stayed. I didn't walk away. God met me here. Speak it boldly. Your declaration will strengthen another soul who reads it, and heaven listens when faith is spoken aloud. And finally, my beloved, I call you deeper. Subscribe, not out of habit but out of hunger. This channel is a well I continue to fill, a place where I will meet you again and again when the world grows loud and your heart needs my voice. If you stay connected, you will not miss the moments I interrupt your day, the times I say, I need you right now. Stay with me. Act now. Let this not be the last time you hear my voice. Amen.